When North Korea invited the New York Philharmonic Orchestra to play in Pyongyang, it also allowed American correspondents into the country to report on that. But what were the journalists actually allowed to see? Correspondent Greg Palka describes his unique look at the hermit state.
The New York Philharmonic left North Korea today after an historic and whirlwind 48-hour visit. That's a very short time for musicians or media to get to know a country, especially one like North Korea. If we looked hard enough, though, we saw a bit through the fog. We were transported via modern buses. They were often the only things on the road. It said there are around 20,000 cars in this country of 23 million. No gas stations that we saw. As for public transit, it only costs 5 cents a ride. By the look of the buses and streetcars, the right price. We stayed at a quasi-modern, comfortable hotel. We can tell, though, that life for the locals, even in Pyongyang, a showcase for the country, is harder. During our stay, we were assisted by government guides, mostly polite, but definitely trying to keep us on message. Discipline and message very much a part of the government style. We were shown this computer center at a library, but connection seemed mostly internal. There was little internet and mobile phone service in North Korea. Fixed phone lines are relatively rare. Communications in the country off the hook. And as for the entertainment we took in, you know, watching the children's pageant staged by the North Korean officials for their foreign guests, you got to wonder exactly what they were thinking. They were probably thinking that this shows the genius of the North Korean people, even at this very young age. We watched the kids go through their obviously well-practiced routines, most in homage to the country's leaders, past and present. We understood how the cult of personality is kept up here. Get them while they're young. Still, according to experts with contacts throughout North Korea, change is happening, sometimes in spite of the government. Grassroots capitalism is on the rise. Videos from outside are being smuggled in. Chinese and South Korean TV beamed across the borders. After all the challenges people have faced, we're told they're learning to act more on their own. And many clearly see better relations with the U.S. linked to an improvement in their condition. Under the watchful eyes of our hosts, this was more or less backed up in comments at an English language class we sat in on.
We think we are going to have a good relations, the people's relations. American people, I like American people.
But from the look of what we saw around Pyongyang, those in charge might want to hold on to what they've got a little longer. In Pyongyang, North Korea, Greg Palka, Fox News.